So I've been using the Osmo Pocket for about a month now, and I think I'm ready to give my review. I did have to wait a bit, the weather's been a bit poor, and I really wanted to put it through its paces and test everything I could. I took it on vacation actually, over Christmas, and I had a blast. Had some of my favorite shots I shot on the Osmo. So let's talk about what makes this camera good and bad. So I've had the Osmo for about a month now. I have to say I'm very impressed with it. It was a bit expensive for me. Of course, it's $350 American. For me, it was $650 Australian. It's always just a bit more expensive in Australia. That's just the way things are. The money's different, but also we pay more taxes and things like that. So that's unfortunate, but is it worth its money? Since I've had it, I have had a great fun with it, actually. I was kind of trying to chase that feeling of having a GoPro again. When I first got my GoPro, which is actually my first camera, I used to carry it everywhere with me, just pop it in the pocket, and I'd just try and get every shot I could get, and I was just having so much fun. And I kind of lost that recently, just because I kind of got tired of using the GoPro. You know, the video quality is not that good, it's very wide angle. However, the Osmo came out, and I really wanted the 4K 60, which is one of the reasons I got it straight away. And I really wanted the slow motion, the 1080p at 220 seconds, or 4 times slow motion. And that has got to be one of my favorite effects on the camera. I've used it quite a bit. I went on a whole trip. I'll show you some footage from that. And I have to say I was blown away almost every time. I do find there's a little bit of a noise in the 1080p, and also it crops in quite a bit, so that's a bit unfortunate, but you can't have everything in a tiny package. It's definitely a great first model. They really did need to impress me as well, because my first Osmo was terrible. So I had a really bad experience with my first Osmo, and this is it, the very first Osmo. Now, I had so many things went wrong for me with this one. So starting from day one is, I got a notification from DJI that it was cheap. I think it was like 150 bucks. I thought, yeah, that's a pretty good try. I wanted to use my cell phone. I had a pretty good camera on my cell phone. It's a OnePlus 5 actually, not OnePlus 6. And I bought this, and I kid you not, 24 hours later, the Osmo 2 was released. And then I kind of got a bit disappointed because I realized that DJI was just trying to offload all their old products. So I got stuck with the inferior model, but you know, I thought I'd give it a try. So I first came out, and the first thing I noticed is that there was no tripod attachment. It's on the side here. It's really strange. I had to go through a whole song and dance trying to find something that I could use it with. Because I just wanted to stand it like this and kind of let it go. And I was always worried it was going to fall into the ocean or fall into the sea, because I was always doing time lapses with it. And it was just very unreliable, so I had to buy this whole extra accessory. And then when I had that, I actually had quite a bit of fun. I quite liked the original Osmo once I got it working, until it has this really weird charging cable, and I lost that. I don't know where it went. I think it might have been in my old Mavic bag, which I sold to someone when I got my Mavic 2, and I cannot charge this anymore. And I looked online to see if I could find the charging cable, charge it up, and then sell this for like 50 bucks to someone. Maybe I'll just give it away, I don't know. Maybe give it to some kid to take it apart or something. Maybe leave a suggestion what you think I should do with my old Osmo 1. But yeah, without that cable, I cannot use this for anything, so that was quite a disappointment. So when the Osmo 2 came, the Osmo Pocket, sorry, which is the first version of the Osmo Pocket, when the Osmo Pocket came out, I was a little bit hesitant, but I thought, yeah, it looks like it has the stats I need. I tried using my phone's camera a bit for on-the-go shoots to kind of replace that GoPro action camera thing when you're in the city, you know, just want to pop something in your pocket. You don't really have room for a DSLR. And yeah, the stats look good, so I picked it up, and I have to say, it's a very good camera, very good little camera. It does have some problems though. Notably, it has the same Generation 1 problem, is that there is no tripod mount on the base, just like in the Osmo 1. You're gonna have to buy a special attachment for that, and that's one of the things that really is bad about this series of camera. At the price point at the moment, it's a pretty decent camera, not too bad. It's kind of in the middle of that amateur to professional range. You could use it as a B camera for a professional shoot, you know, for vlogging and stuff as well. And but you just get nickel and dime with these accessories. I really just want a little hole in the bottom I can screw it into a tripod mount so that I can put it somewhere and do a time lapse and just not worry about it. It does balance by itself, but if there's a little bit of wind, you're always going to worry it's going to tip over, maybe an uneven surface or something, and you just have that peace of mind if you had the tripod mount. You can get tripod mounts as third-party accessories, there's some 3D printed stuff. And one of the other things that kind of disappointed me is that I really want the Bluetooth module. Now the Bluetooth module is an accessory, it's about 100 bucks for me. I think about maybe 60 for you Americans. And it would actually add so much versatility, because what I wanted to use this Osmo camera for was the slow motion and the 4K for capturing a lot of the birds that I have in this area. And I was going to use the Wi-Fi Bluetooth port linking so that I could place it somewhere as a trap. So just put it down maybe near the nest, walk away so they get accustomed to it, then I could use my phone to try to just dial in and make sure the focus and everything is good in tracking the shots, because it actually can get some very good shots of birds, and I've been using that quite a lot. Fortunately for me, the birds here are very trusting, which is why many of them went extinct. So I'm not really much of a vlogger, and that's one of the things that this is being marketed as. It's a vlogger's little pocket vlogging camera. I have my doubts about that. I'm holding this at my full arm's length at the moment. I'm about 6 feet tall, so my arms are quite long. And maybe I just have a giant head, but on this tiny preview screen, it just seems a little bit tight for me. I'd like to have a bit more of the background and focus, you know, a bit more, just a bit more interest for the viewers. Now, one of the things, of course, is the sound. So I'm using a lavalier mic at the moment, you can probably see on my chest. I'm going to show you what the Osmo audio is like now. So now you'll be hearing the Osmo audio. Tell me what you think. It could be good. One of the things I do like though, even though I don't vlog as much, is that the little face tracking box makes it a lot easier if I try and hide out of the frame. It's kind of just trying to catch up to me. So, oh, come on, lock on. There we go. So it's locked back on. Can I make this a bit... No, it's kind of got me in the top of the frame. I have to kind of really pick it up now. So it's not terrible, but it's definitely good for maybe a starter. You can probably get it for your kids if you trust them not to break it. Because it's definitely not as durable as, say, a GoPro. So what are some of the drawbacks of this camera? I'll have to say that the non-interchangeable battery is a drawback. You have about 1 hour's charge if you're shooting in 4K. You can charge it up with a pocket charger, like you use your phone, which I've done, and that actually works fairly well. I've used it for about 2 hours straight in the bush, just walking around like that. But you know, it's a bit of a drag to carry that cable around, and kind of defeats the point of having a pocket camera. But say you use it for 30 minutes, you can plug it in the car, you maybe drive to a new location, find something good, and it works. So yeah, that's not too much of a drawback. And I have to say, I'm a fan of the ability to just press the button 3 times and it'll flip around and show my walking where I'm going. Looks like we have an airplane going across. But yeah, with some practice, you can get some fairly cinematic shots by yourself, or, you know, just whenever you feel like it. So that is good. All right, go back to me. There we go. And it should snap onto my face and start tracking. Yep. What was that? I thought I saw something. I saw something behind me. Okay, get my face. There we go. So the final question, should you buy this camera? I'd say yes. I think it's a very good camera. I'd recommend it for beginners. It fills a hole in my arsenal, which is I needed something that wasn't a GoPro, that I could just carry in my pocket all the time, and if I want to switch out and grab some quick shots. So that's been quite useful. I can carry this with me in my pocket every day. Like, it does live up to its name. When I first had my GoPro, I used to carry it everywhere, and this is recapturing that feel. So it's quite a fun camera. That's, I think, the best thing, because ultimately the quality doesn't matter too much. It's more about the enjoyment you get out of it, and yeah, just enjoying the process of taking videos and photos and stuff. The photos actually aren't too bad if you use the panorama modes as well, so you do have some potential there. I think I'll include maybe a couple of snapshots I have in my panorama folder. So if you would like to buy this camera, I have a link down in the description. It doesn't cost you anything. We'll send a couple pennies my way, helps me fund the channel. Maybe I can get another accessory like that $90 Bluetooth module. So until next time, peace. Hope you enjoyed this, and leave a like if you like it, and leave a dislike if my head's too big for the frame. Peace.